I I have no Tita Big Dog. Welcome to this overview for Moon Knight Season 1. Now, depending on Oscar Isaac choice, we may or we may not have a second season. So, with this out of the way, I hope guys will enjoy. Over here, I review shows, superhero TV shows, especially DC. I'm not really into Marvel shows. I plan on reviewing some Daredevil in the future because I haven't so far, and I think it's a classic. It was a very good TV show. I cannot wait to rewatch. Anyway, now we are there for Moon Knight. I am a blank slate. I never read any of the comic books. I don't know the source of material. So this is just a review of the show, and I will base my opinion in this review on the show. I have no other knowledge. I cannot bring more. Eventually, maybe I will start reading these comics out of curiosity because, to be honest, I liked the idea. There was a lot of good things in Moon Knight. There's also bad things in it, but most of it was fine. Now, I'm not the best critique out there, but I am a fan of superhero stuff, and I kinda know, like, how I could describe something good or bad, and usually what I don't like, sometimes it's linked to writing, sometimes it's linked to stuff that don't make sense about shows, sometimes it's about the execution of said property or scene or episode. All I will say here, it's coming from here, from my art, and I do these reviews because I like to speak about TV shows, my feeling about that. Is it good? Is it bad? Now, with that out of the way, let's go deeper. Moon Knight is the avatar of Khonshu, a Egyptian god. Khonshu is a bird-like being, and he is there to protect the humans. And this is very interesting because in this universe, we got a lot of gods and they all have avatars, and apparently they don't want to interfere, they don't want to get mixed up with human, they just let them be and do whatever they want, even if they will self-destruct and kill each other in the process. They don't care because these gods, they just don't care. Um Now, Khonshu want to protect the human. I am assuming, I am guessing. We also got Arlo. I don't know, the villain. I will call him the villain because there's only one really big villain in the show. Khonshu wants to stop the villain. The villain wants to resurrect. He wants to bring back a god. I cannot recall or remember the name of the god, but he wants to bring back a god. And that god will bring balance in the world in some ways. That balance will kill people because this is what villains do. In current Marvel, most of the threats are world ending because they cannot go back to street fights and stuff like Daredevil first season, Daredevil second season. Actually, Daredevil second season at the end, but even there, it's about space stuff and world ending threats. Now, is it good or bad? I feel like there's a fatigue for that. Now, it's interesting the idea of perfect balance. If someone may do something wrong, we kill that person before that person does something wrong. Well, this is this is cool. The idea is cool, but in the end, I think every single human at some point can risk ending up doing wrong things, even if they don't meant to. So you will just kill human race? I'm not saying everyone is evil. I never say that. I never say everyone will do wrong. I just say a lot of people, even if they don't realize, sometimes they can do wrong thing. And that God will just kill them. No. I haven't spoke about Steven or Mark, our split personalities, our main character we follow during the adventure. So, Mark Specter. He is a troubled child. He is a broken child. He lost his brother. His mother was violent. And he got destroyed during his childhood and growing up. And then to protect himself, he created Steven, an alternate personality. Steven is a softer kid. Steven is shy. Steven is fragile, if it's the right word. He's easy to break. Steven is the reverse. Mark will attack the issues. He will destroy and tear apart any obstacle, anything that comes in his way. Steven will try to run away. He don't want that. Now, the start of the season is all about Steven wondering why some part of his life are missing. He doesn't realize the missing part are when Mark is in control of his body. Now, let's speak more about Mark. Mark is a mercenary. He is a cold-blooded killer. He will kill people. Um, and he accepted Khonshu. He wanted to have moonknight powers, and he wanted to become the avatar of Khonshu to have a meaning to his life. He wanted to die. Mark wanted to die, but then he met with Khonshu, and Khonshu told him, I will give you a mission if you fight for me. And Mark accepted the deal. Now, when he decides, he can summon the suit of Moonknight, giving him superpowers like flying, taking bullets, uh, getting pierced by spear and sword without dying. A lot of things. Now, we get that whole story about Steven trying to understand Arlo, the villain. Why the villain does that. And then at some point he's like, it's evil. I'm not on board with you. And then that's the point where Steven and Mark join force against the villain. Now, as a character, I like both. They are two very good character, well-crafted character, well-written characters. They have flaws, they have strengths. The story evolves around said strengths and flaws. And I enjoyed my time. Episode 5 was one of the best the season has in terms of story. But sadly, it's one of the weakest episodes as well because it doesn't have any action. And this is one of the issues the show has, lack of action. Now, before I go deeper with what I think, what I believe, what I feel, let's speak about Layla. Oh my, Layla, I cannot stand her. Layla is your strong female character. The character Marvel wants you to like, but the character they cannot make you like. So you see, Layla is not needed. She is not needed at all. Mark is a competent mercenary. He has Khonshu. He should be able to deal with everything. But because this is Marvel Phase 4, we get that. Now, Layla is smart, strong. She can flip people twice her size with her muscle before she gains any superpowers. I say that because they needed to give her superpowers in episode 6. And guess what? In episode 6, they need to tell her they need to tell us, the viewer, because we don't realize that we are dumb. They need to tell us she is an Egyptian hero. And she actually saved Moon Knight many times. Why? Why? Moon Knight is OP. He should be able to deal with the villain by himself. But no, Marvel wants strong female to take over. Now you see, episode 4 was Layla focus because they needed to tell her backstory. We needed to learn more about her and what drives her around. I don't care. I don't like the character. She doesn't give me any reason to like her. And this is frustrating. You know why? I will drive a parallel with DC. Because I watch DC shows, the Arrowverse. I do like it a lot, despite the flaws. I do like it a lot. Stargirl, one of my favorite superhero. She is actually the main character of my favorite superhero TV show. Now, as I am recording, we only got 2 seasons so far, so maybe everything will fall apart in the 3rd season. But based on the first 2 seasons, this is an amazing show. And you know why? Courtney Whitmore, Stargirl. She is not perfect. She is not obnoxious. She has flaws. She has strength. She is likable. You want to spend time watching her adventure. Layla. No, I don't want to spend time with Layla. I just don't. I don't see anything appealing with her. I just don't see it. I will give another example of another strong female character. Lois Lane in Superman and Lois. She has no superpower, she is no superhero, but she is a lot of heat, a lot of action. I can feel for her. She is a human being that feels like a human being. She doesn't do kung fu because that's what strong female do. No. She is Lois Lane. She has flaws. She has strength. She loves people around her. She will protect them. She she will like want Superman for herself and only herself, but she will also understand he belongs to the world. She will go endanger herself, I should say, for a story, and she doesn't have powers. This is how you make strong female. She will break apart. She will cry. She will show her weak side to her family, her kids, her husband. Even Lana Lang in Superman and Lois, she is a side character. I do enjoy her. She has strength and flaws as well. Do we see her doing kung fu? No. Now, I will bring back everything to Marvel. Let's say past female character. Black Widow in phase 1, 2, 3. I won't speak about 4 because I haven't watched Black Widow. I heard so much stuff about the movie. I don't want to see it. I don't care. She died in Endgame, so her story ends. I don't need to know more. And Black Widow in the Marvel movies, she had phase 1, 2, 3. She had some kind of a small role. I say small role because she didn't have any movie centered around her. She was in most Avengers, but she didn't have her own solo movies. And you see, I still enjoyed her. And she knew how to fight because she was a trained assassin. She was created to do such tasks, and I don't recall any moment where she's flipping people heavier than her. She used her whole body, she used gadgets, she used strategy, she is a tactician, she is smart, she fights smart, she is using tool. Layla is just depicted as that perfect kung fu ninja assassin. Do we have a backstory for that? Even if we had, she is perfect. She has no flaws. Because Marvel cannot give any flaws to their female character. They need to be perfect. Layla has also no chemistry with Mark or Steven. They just don't work well on screen, and they want to make me believe they are husband and wife. It reminds me of The Flash. I will be honest here. I spoke about DC before, but in The Flash we got Iris West and Barry. They don't have any chemistry. I'm pretty sure they don't even get along in real life because of behind the scenes stuff. I won't go too deep into that because we are speaking about Moon Knight. You don't you don't feel any chemistry between Layla and Mark. I don't feel it. I don't see it. I don't understand why they connect. I don't understand why they're husband and wife. Same goes for Barry and Iris. Now, let's speak about Superman and Lois. I do believe in Clark and Lois because both actors work well on screen. They are probably good friends, or they are just good actors working well together. I don't know which one of the two is the right response, but it's clearly not the case with Layla and Mark. Most shows have good villain, right? Moon Knight has somewhat of a decent villain, I guess. The actor is doing great job, but he feels flat. It's not the best villain ever. It's not the worst. It's Arlo. He just want the perfect world, the dream world. Can't go any further. Now let's speak about the gods. They are a supporting character. They are probably my biggest issue with the show. They are dumb. They are not consistent. They make no sense. Now, why dumb? Well, there's some kind of meeting with Arlo and Khonshu. Khonshu speak about the villain plan to destroy the world or awake the goddess or something. And he's like, yeah, he's dangerous. We need to stop him. And then the god asks the villain, is it true? And then the villain is like, no, it's a lie. He's dangerous. He's using a broken avatar. So basically, the villain lied, and the villain won the argument, the debate. So now the god, they don't trust Khonshu anymore because they are dumb. And then, and then, Khonshu does magic because he wants to stop the villain, and then they seal him away. Now they are dumb because they never really realized, they never like wondered or asked any question why Khonshu is acting that erratic. Why is he trying everything he can to get himself in trouble? Don't you see the villain lied to you? Don't you see the villain is just using you? No, because the gods are dumb in this show. Now, one of the issues I got in the show, many times they won't show the action. They will skip it or they will move to another scene. I will give the most fresh example of that. In episode 6, the villain enters the pyramid. He wants to awake the goddess. The gods try to stop him. We cut to Layla, the character I hate. The character that dragged down the show so much. We cut to her. And when we go back to the gods and the villain, the gods are all on the ground and they are defeated. You could do one simple thing. Separate the screen in two to tell us Layla is searching for Khonshu, and in the other split, you see the fight. Then when you see Layla searching for Khonshu and finding Khonshu, you go full screen action. I don't want to waste 5 minutes watching Layla walking around. I don't want that. This is a Moon Knight show. I want to see Moon Knight. Speaking about Moon Knight, we spent roughly 4 hour, maybe 5 on this show. It's 6 episodes. Most of the episodes are 50 minutes. So let's say it's let's give them less screen time than what I truly believe it is. Let's say it's 4 hours. In 4 hours of Moon Knight, we get 40 minutes of Moon Knight. It feels like a bait and switch. Now, this is true. They wanted to do some kind of analysis of the character. They wanted to speak about Mark and Steven, but the only episode they truly drove deep inside Mark and Steven is episode 5. The episode 5 was very interesting. It had a lot of good and a bit of bad here and there. But that was a character study episode 5. But episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, none of said episode are character study. Only episode 5 is character study. So tell me, why do we have 40 minutes of Moon Knight in a Moon Knight TV show that lasts 4 hours? Why are you telling an interview this is a character study while we waste time with Layla backstory, while we have a world-ending threat? This is not a true Moon Knight show. This is not a true character study. What is it? For real, I am asking, what is it? I will bring DC example. The Flash. You got 20 episodes. Maybe among the 20, you got 3 or 4 episodes with serious lack of action, and said 4 or 5 episodes out of 20 will be story driven. It's normal. You got 20 episodes. You cannot have action for 20 episodes. I will scale on lower scale, if I can call it that way. Let's speak about Stargirl. It's 13 episodes. So it's basically twice the size of Moon Knight. And among the 13 episodes, I will tell you this, there's maybe 2 or 3 story-driven episodes where there is no action. But sometimes, even when there is no action, you will see the staff of Stargirl. So you will still see element of superhero stuff. And even there, it's so rare among the 13 episodes, you don't have any action. Like, you don't feel it. And most of the time, Stargirl, for example, in the 40 or 50 minutes length of one episode, you will get 3 scene, 4 scene of action here and there, at the start, at the end. She is suited up, or she is using the staff, or she is doing kung fu, whatever. It's like that for most episodes. Moon Knight, you spend 40 minutes, and even there, I'm sure if I record only the Moon Knight scenes, I doubt we will reach 40 minutes. I doubt it. I am generous. I think it's half an hour, to be honest. So it's not a superhero TV show. The show should be called Steven and Mark, or Steven, Mark, and Layla. Good luck selling that. Nobody knows Layla. Maybe if you say Mark Specter, some people that read the comic, they will know who the F is that. But to be honest, if the show was called like Mark Specter, I don't know if I would like go watch the show. It's like Pennyworth. I don't watch this crap. So they use Moon Knight, but we barely have a character study. We barely have Moon Knight. I have a lot of frustration there. I really wanted to like the show a lot. I gave them so much rope. It's not the worst thing I've seen. I am currently watching the Halo TV show, and this is awful. I think I would rewatch like on loop moonknight over like that Halo trash garbage show, but moonknight can be better. Moonknight can be amazing. Now, at the end, Layla gets superpowers because apparently she's the avatar of another god. Wow! Female strong. Thank you, Marvel. We don't want any male heroes anymore. All we want is female, boring female, but female. All female. The force is female, like Disney says. Hell yeah. Now, I think I spoke about the essential points of the season. So, yeah, um, I don't know what to add more. At the end of the season, apparently, we learned that there's a third personality within Mark and Steven. Maybe if they do a second season, it can be good. If they truly dive into a character study, or if they truly dive into superhero genre. This show didn't feel like a superhero TV show. It felt like the Layla Tom Raider. Layla Raider. Mark and Layla Raider. This is the best title. Now, when I do overviews like that, I did the same with all DC shows I reviewed. I go to the comment section on Rotten Tomato, not the critics, the fans. Now, I think it's a beloved show. It's, as I said, it's not my favorite, it's not the worst. Will I rewatch? I really don't know. Maybe I will rewatch when season 2 comes in, if there's a season 2. But on my own, for my own fun, I don't think I would ever rewatch that. Because there's a lack of everything. It's hollowed. There's something missing with this show. Now, if I give a grade out of 10, I think I would give it 6.5 out of 10. Now, it lost an entire point because that wasn't a character study and that wasn't a superhero TV show. That was nothing. If I had more moonknight, it would be 7.5 out of 10. I do like the action, I do like the fight choreography, it's well crafted, it's good action, but there's none. We can almost fall to sleep with this show. And if all episodes were like episode 5, I think I would see more art, I would like it more, but I don't see myself watching an entire season of what we had in episode 5. Episode 5 does stand out. It's not my favorite, it's not the worst, but it does stand out because I see what they wanted to do. They wanted to do the character study. And I liked the idea. That was a very good idea. What if you had more than just one episode instead of the trash we had in episode 4? Because episode 4 was the lowest point of the series for me. If we had another character study in episode 4, maybe my opinion on the show would be different. Maybe if we had like 50% character study and 50% action, I would be on board. So 6.5 out of 10. Now let's read the comment people add. Before we go any deeper into other people comments, we will read my own comments. I will be honest here, since it's Marvel Phase 4, I had no expectation. I'm also a clean slate that doesn't know anything about the comics or the source of material on what the show based itself on. Despite the low score, there's a lot of good things about the show. I will start off with the negatives. Layla, supporting character, is boring, annoying, obnoxious. Take her out of the show elevate and become much better. She shouldn't get such a focus. The show should be centered around Mark, Steve, Khonshu, and the third personality. I wish we had more of the third one. A lot of fight scenes are skipped to save money. I said it. The show should be called Mark Specter and not Moonknight, since we got 40 minutes of Moonknight for about 4 to 5 hours of content. The lack of action or Moonknight in a Moonknight show took away an entire star for me, and I don't see myself rewatching the show anytime soon. Maybe I will rewatch season 2 when season 2 happen, if there's one. The pacing is weak. What was made in 6 episodes of 45 to 50 minutes could have been done in 5 episodes, or could have been done in 6 episodes of 40 minutes with credits. Episode 4 is the all low points of the season. I will just watch the ending of it if I ever rewatch the show. Most of the gods are weak and stupid, and they don't show why they should be respected. Now, after reading this, a new idea came in my mind to explain how weak the gods are. The villain took them out by himself. Meanwhile, later on in the same episode, Moonknight and Layla are able to take down the villain. Now, this tells us two things. Either Moonknight is the only very, very strong god, or the other gods are just weak. Both cases, it's terrible. These gods should be feared. How there is such a big power cliff between Moonknight and the other gods? I don't get it. The other gods, they were like 3 or 4. I can't remember. I don't care. We barely know the gods. They did nothing and they just died, I guess. It took 3 or 4 of them, and looks like it took a few seconds and the villain just took them down. Now, maybe, just maybe, the villain is very OP. But if it's the case, why Khonshu cannot just kill the other gods? I mean, Khonshu was able to take on the villain. It's weird. It's really weird. The gods should not be feared because one villain was able to take them on, while Moon Knight alone and his wife, I guess, they can take him on. So I guess Layla and Moon Knight are just stronger. I give up. I don't want to understand more about the show. It's no. What I actually liked: fight choreography, character growth. Mark, Specter, and Steve are two amazing characters, well acted and crafted in the universe. Oscar Isaac, I believe that's the name of the actor playing Mark. He did an amazing job. I don't see anybody else doing the same or better. Khonshu is a good supporting character. The main villain is appealing a lot. The universe around the main character is well done. Overall, the action and the story are good. But what truly hurt the show is the lack of said action and the lack of Moon Knight in his own show. Plot twists are cool. The show has its fun moments. Seeing Mark and Steven both becoming one by the end of the season felt earned and well done. Looking forward to see a second season, expecting more Moon Knight within the show. So, um, it was a good, like, it had a lot of good things in it. I won't lie. Now 6.5 out of 10 is well deserved. My initial grade was 7.5 out of 10, but as I said, the series like of Moon Knight took an entire star away. Plus, to have 7 or more, it would mean I would be happy for more than one watch. In Moon Knight case, one watch is enough for me. So let's read out comments. Definitely one of the best MCU Disney Plus show with a finale that surprisingly did a good job of wrapping up the story while leaving teases that will make you want more. Loved the mystery when the show began, and the character storyline were nicely done. World building was good, and it's nice how self-contained the whole story is. Felt very rewarding overall. I guess if you liked it, you liked it. By far the best Disney Plus series I've seen. I love the way the show develops from the first episode and the importance of detail in every scene and how they show Egypt. Highly recommend it. Boring show, anticlimactic ending, the plot dragged, uninteresting character, the power scaling doesn't make sense. So I'm not crazy, power scaling is dumb. Most of the interesting fight happened off screen. Terrible post credit scene. Oh, okay. So I'm not crazy on a few things. I must admit, I've never expected a show like that. Storyline carried out in amazing way till the ending. Marvel did something that I wanted to see so much time ago. Marvel Studios series without MCU. Everything kept in a way with almost nothing of relation to other movies, series. This is delightful, wonderful, and just awesome. I hope that they won't turn this character into typical Marvel superhero and they will stick what they did. Absolutely amazing. People might say one episode have too much treasure chasing and not enough character building. However, I thought this was excellent and truly hope for a return with season 2 of Moon Knight with the same cast, Team Steven, with a V. First two versus 3, 4, 5. I'm still trying to make up my mind. I don't understand. Excellent series. It's really epic. I loved it. So did all my friends. So maybe I'm too hard on the show because I don't like Layla. Maybe I'm too hard on the show because I'm not satisfied with what I got. 40 minutes of Moon Knight in Moon Knight is not enough for me. As a character study, one episode is clearly character study and character driven. I did like this a lot, but outside of that, it wasn't really a character study. It wasn't. No. I'm sorry to disagree on the interview, but that wasn't. Now, what were your thoughts on the show? Now, as I said, 6.5 out of 10. It's not terrible. I just don't want to rewatch it. Um, I know a lot of people liked it, as I can see, and I'm not surprised. I'm just not surprised. That's flashy action. That's good moments. People will like anything Disney without asking question. That's fine. So like, comment, and subscribe. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.